Holiday, everybody. Thanks so much for streaming us or watching on KUM TV. I'm Jason Salas, and it is now 2020, of course, if, by the way, you have yet to update your calendar. And that means our friends at the Census are going to be going around the island, taking information from you, and we are going to make our economy, our way of life, our lifestyles better right here. So I have three lovely local ladies that are going to talk to me about the process and actually show you what some of the Census... I always get this wrong. Bernie, Tarina, and Bella. Hafade, welcome.
Hafade.
But I always get... it's not tabulators, it's not census takers and everything like that. Please correct me because I'm a moron.
Enumerators.
Enumerator. Thank you very much. Okay, and that is kind of the point because this is a huge year for you and your team, Bernie. So, how are you getting ready for this?
Well, actually, we're going to be ready in Super Bowl Monday. We're going to have our team come out, and we're going to have the enumerators go out and do what is called the address listing. So we're very excited about that. We've got our supervisors, all the enumerators out there, ready to rock and roll. So, in fact, we want to show the audience exactly what to expect with the enumerators when they're out in the field and when they're out and about in the community.
Bella is making her broadcast debut, and like a literal model. So this is actually the uniform per se of what people are going to be wearing.
Yes.
Correct.
So every enumerator that will go out for the 2020 Census of Guam will be decked out with 2 official government badges with their 2020 with their Census Bureau lanyard. They will have 1 safety vest with the logo on the right pocket, and then also 1 Census Bureau provided tote bag.
Very nice.
So Bella here.
Bella, you are all geared up.
Ready to go.
All right, I'm loving it. And I've talked to several people that have gotten involved, and the last time you guys were here, we were having a really good discussion about how people could volunteer, could possibly join the team and help out, because there are a lot of Guamanians that really want to see this be the best it can be because they know it benefits us in the end.
Right. So we've actually almost completed our hiring process at this time.
Correct. We're still hiring. I mean, passively hiring, but again, we've hired over hundreds and hundreds of individuals, from enumerators to crew leaders, crew leader assistants, and then. But again, these folks are the field activity folks that go out in the field, just like Bella would be, and dressed up, nicely appropriated, and so they're all ready.
Okay, now I know you know how we do things here on the island. It's all about hospitality. We're one big family. We want to make sure everybody is kept informed and feel welcome. So if we see the enumerators walking around and we have a general question, are we able to approach them and ask something? If we have say, hey, you look like you might be a little bit thirsty, here's some bottled water, here's a cookie, here's some Nutter Butters that you
So yes, you can ask, you can stop and speak to our enumerators. I will say though that the work that they're doing, even during address listing, is confidential. So they won't be able to tell you anything more than they are working for the 2020 Census of Guam.
Okay.
However, if somebody would like to give them a bottle of water or a glass of calamansi juice, that's totally acceptable.
Oh.
Coconut water too?
Yeah.
Coconut water and empanada goes great at 2 in the afternoon.
Yes.
Okay, so if people might walk up to them and say, will you guys be coming to my neighborhood? They won't necessarily be able to get into great detail about that.
So
right?
what they're able to share is that right now they are in the neighborhood just doing what we call address listing, which is the first step. However, in March, they'll come back and do the in-person interviews.
Okay.
But they will carry with them a confidentiality notice even during this address listing phase, so that people understand that even this part is Title 13 bound, which is confidential for life.
Okay, and then for people that missed the first couple of interviews on Bernie, explain what the census and what the data, once it's gathered and compiled and analyzed and everything like that, how really does this come back and make our way of life as Guamanians better?
Truly, I mean, for all the data that is collected, I mean, it's going to help out the economy, it's going to help out through schools, how much of the piece of the pie is going to come to Guam. So, again, the data it's extremely important that again, when the enumerators go out there, they collect
They go out there, and when they get the responses from the community, what it does is it gives the information back to the decision makers. So, for example, if we're talking about our children, right? Everybody wants to make sure that our children have the services that they need, including areas to play. So the census data gives the decision makers that information. They give an age breakdown, they give an economic breakdown, so that they know what a family can afford, and maybe they aren't in a neighborhood or in a village that actually has playgrounds. So they use the data for situations like that. It's very important.
Yeah, and also nonprofits use the data. They want to know, again, the total population count. I mean, simply that's the primary information that a lot of folks are wanting to know.
Okay.
Right? The growth from 2010 to 2020.
Okay, and ladies, please continue to have that discussion, but I want to shine the light on Bella again, because if people may be swiping through this on Facebook right now as we're speaking, this is, if you're just joining us right now, this is the uniform that the census enumerators will be donning as they make their way around the island. Bella is basically a very, very lovely model.
Yes.
Go with it. Feel it.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, so
Become
they're
the
gonna-
vest.
Yeah, so they'll have the bag. You'll see them carrying around the bag. Also, they'll be wearing the yellow vest
Okay.
with the logo, and then also identifiers with the two
And-
IDs.
And again, the nature of the question for people who have never participated in a census before, for whatever reason, they're not going to probe too deep into personal information or things other than, like spending habits,
So
perhaps.
we don't get into spending habits, but we
Okay.
are asking basic demographic and housing social characteristic questions. So
You're not going into possible criminal record or
no, not at all. Nothing criminal. We don't
Right.
ask for social security information or
Okay.
banking information, and everything that you tell us is bound by confidentiality. So the information is not even shared with other government agencies. It's
Outstanding.
only for statistical purposes.
Okay, and how long will it take before we can actually really start to see the fruits of this labor? Because I know this may go directly.
Yeah, that's more of the U.S.
I feel like
Census
I
Bureau
knew
side.
she was
Yeah,
going
'cause
to
again,
send that
yeah,
over to me. So we're looking forward
So
to.
on behalf of Uncle Sam,
Yeah, on the U.S.
We are looking to release the population numbers in summer of 2021. And
Okay,
that'll be
wow.
the first set of information that'll come out.
okay, I wasn't aware that they can actually turn it around that quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, the internet's a wonderful thing.
And they come out through data products, is what it's
Right.
called.
So what we have, the population count will be the very first thing that comes out, but there'll be other statistics that come out later through the process. But population, 2021 summer.
And for most of us Guamanians, we're used to a nice round number. We have 160,000 people here. We're greatly anticipating what that number will be. So, ladies, we know you have a lot of work ahead of you, but what I can see from all of the smiles and so many wonderful teeth and so much positivity over here, it's going to be a wonderful process.
Yes, it
so,
is.
so please come back anytime because
Thank you.
we'd love to find out how
Thank
it's going.
you. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
All
All
right.
right.
All right.
Please stay tuned because we are back right after this.